Right. Can you hear me now? Hopefully you can. Give me a five. Can you let me know, people, if you can hear me? I think so. My microphone is telling me that I am. So once again, good afternoon. I hope everyone out there is well and safe wherever you are. It's great to be back again. This is the second Q&A where I will, of course, yes, brilliant. Thank you, Sarah Medina, for letting me know that you can hear me. That's always great too. We're going to get somewhere. If you can hear me, we're certainly going to make progress. Audio is working. Brilliant. Next time I'll click audio microphone, not audio from my laptop. So anyway, you can hear me, and that is what matters. I have some really cool games for us to be looking at today. Of course, I want to hear your questions. So any English related questions, put them in the chat. Love to hear from you. Anything at all. I don't mind, whatever it is, just let me know, and I will do my best. Can't say I can answer it definitively, but I will do my best. I promise you. We will look at a couple of these new initiatives, a couple of these new games that I have for you. But it certainly is good to see a couple of you are already here. And if you do have a question, well, first of all, tell me a little bit about yourself, where you're from, where you live at the moment. Would be great. Oh, we actually have our first question. Sarah Medina is very eager. That's good to see. So we have, can you recommend series or films to learn English? Well, there is certainly a great selection out there. That is a series or films. Of course, I'll be very biased because I'll say some of my favorites, but there are some particularly good series that I would recommend. One that I think is particularly good for your English, although not exactly a series, but more documentary series. These, I think, in particular, are very good, especially for people who would like to learn vocabulary that's perhaps a little bit more complex. But I think it's great for your listening, can be great entertainment as well. I especially love documentary series because I think you can learn so much from them, not just English vocabulary, but you can also hear new words, and this is very much the point of when you watch something new. So if we look at films, for instance, there are plenty of films out there. So there's not necessarily a particular film that comes to mind, but there are some classics that do come to mind. I'm sure if you are film buffs out there, and I know some of my students who watch this know some of these films I'm about to mention, such as one as Good Will Hunting, or even what's that one again? Shawshank Redemption. Shawshank Redemption is also a good one, but that's more of a personal favorite of mine. I think if you want to learn English, that will certainly be a challenging one for you. But these are like a couple of my favorites. If you're looking at just learning the language, as in if this is focusing more on you understanding the audio or the dialogue or what it is that's going on, then I think animation films are the way to go. Now, the reason that I think this way is because you look at animation films and the plot can be pretty easy to follow. Therefore, looking at British English, we'll get to that in a moment. But animated films are certainly a good one to focus on, where the vocabulary is a little bit simpler. If that's something that you're looking for, if you're at a slightly lower level, and focus on animated films from Pixar, Disney, and so on. British English, yeah, there are quite a few out there. Doctor Who is one. A favorite of mine actually is Line of Duty. That's a great one. I really do recommend that one. That's a great drama series. I think if you're able to take the subtitles off, I think you would benefit much more by taking them off. But I do understand if you want to put the subtitles there. But of course, there are many different, many great choices out there. These are just a couple that you can look at. I recommend Doctor Who, Line of Duty, even one of my old time favorites, which is Faulty Towers from many years ago. Although that one's again a little bit more on the complex side of things, so it was set many years ago. But recommending particular British series, check out BBC iPlayer. BBC iPlayer have loads of different series on there. I will just write that here for you. So check out the BBC iPlayer, and I have no doubt that you'll be able to find something on there that you find interesting. I certainly love what they offer on there. So have a check out on the iPlayer, see what you can find. Remember, it's free as well. Well, you need a TV license, but it's easy to access, and hopefully you can find something there that tickles your fancy, something that interests you. But yeah, good question about series and films. As like I said, there are many out there. I'm glad that you find that you found it interesting, and yeah, there are many others as well. And of course, Netflix, Amazon, plenty out there these days. So give it a try. There's no harm in trying. Like I said, there are plenty out there for you. So thank you for your question, Sarah. It's great to hear from you. Great to see you here, and I certainly hope you find something good from the BBC iPlayer or any other media platforms that you may have. So like I said, a little bit later on, I'm going to introduce to you an English fact. And I'm going to give this to you right at the end, an English fact to make you think, wow, is that really true about England? And it will be true when I tell you. So that is something to look forward to just a little bit later on. And we'll also be doing something called Ask the Audience, where I want you to get involved with me and let me know your knowledge, again, of England or the English culture. And this is something that I would like to see everyone interact in as much as they can. I know we've just got a couple of people here at the moment, but the more people that join, the more I can start to hear from what other people have to say. So hopefully some more people join us. If not, don't worry. We'll still have a look at this particular question that I have. And the more we do these Q&As, I'm going to add more and more of these games as we go to keep you all engaged, to keep you all interested. So let me know also, the two people that I have on at the moment, let me know where you're from, where you're currently living at this time, or what you do. Tell me something interesting about you as well. I said anything English related, and I am certainly happy to not just comment, but also to hear from you as an individual. From Spain, we have Sarah here from Spain, which of course is great to hear that we have so many Spanish students, and it's great to hear living in England at the moment. Wonderful, good to hear. I don't think Sarah is alone by saying that, and there are many Spaniards living here in the UK. But yes, well, as we're interacting with Sarah at the moment, Sarah, could you tell us something interesting about you, something that you enjoy, something that you like doing? I know we're currently in the midst of a pandemic at this moment, which is not ideal, of course, and many people are suffering. But tell me something that you enjoy, something that you enjoy doing. Just take a drink. So we still have we have a couple of people here. Like I said, we will have a look at the questions that I have here. Oh, Sarah's come back to us. Loves the beach. Well, I think there are many people out there that do. Great choice, and I love the beach as well. Whenever I have the time and I have the ability, I can go. So she said, I'm lucky to live near the beach. Oh, then must be somewhere along the coastline, wherever that is. And she loves learning English as well. Fantastic. Very interactive today, Sarah. Great to have you with us, and you're enjoying the Q&A here with me. It's certainly something that that makes me want to live here in Bournemouth, because that is where I have my my lessons, and when I have the beach to go to, it certainly gives me a great way to disconnect from my life in my office teaching English. And the beach is a great change of scenery for me. So Sarah's saying that she loves learning English, but it's really difficult. Yes, not very much more to add about that. Yes, it is difficult. It does take a humongous amount of time, but take it from someone who's learning Spanish. Learning languages is not easy at all. So I certainly do sympathize with you. Patience and persistence is the key. If you're able to apply these two on a consistent basis, you'll find that your English will improve much quicker than expected. And I personally feel that the more students work at their English, it's in every single language skill, they'll soon be surprised with how much they've actually improved. And I've seen this many times over the years, and the remarkable progress that students have made has been nothing short of amazing. And Sorry, you're no different to telling me that it is really difficult, and you are right that it isn't easy. Right, I have a question as well from Sarah, and it's can you help about how to pronounce the words ending an ed? Right, well, if Sarah's speaking about the past participles or even the adjectives that end in ed, then I certainly know what you mean by that, because yeah, pronunciation is very difficult. So it's important. So what is important to realize is that there are three main rules to follow with this, but we're actually just going to look at two of the rules. We're going to look at two of the main rules, and that is when the last consonant before the ed is a t or d, then the ed is pronounced as an id sound. So, for example, wanted, interested, needed. Okay, this gives you that indication that whenever that word has the consonant T or D before the ed, you know exactly what to say and how to say it. So, like I said, any of these words that I just mentioned there, or if you look at words such as, well, give me some examples actually in the chat. Think of words that finish with ed, that the last consonant is T or D. We have wanted, needed, interested, anything else that you can think of there, any other words that finish with T or D before the ed. If there's not, that's fine. I've come to a bit of a blank at this time as well. But yes, if we look at pad, bless. Well, this one's a little bit different because we have the last consonant you have here is actually with S. And that's actually the following rule that we're going to look at. So the following rule, and we'll move to that one now, is when the last consonant is not T or D, then you could pronounce the ed as T. So here we have the last consonant as S. So we have blessed. So blessed, jumped. Okay, so you can stress that little T sound at the end and people will understand, that you're speaking in the past tense. But you can also use this with adjectives as well, to be tired or bored, not tired or bored. So to be bored or to be tired. So these are so important for you to remember so that people understand you clearly and that people don't confuse what you mean, because that's the last thing that you want, is for people to misinterpret or misunderstand what you mean or what you really want to say. So to summarize with this, the last consonant before the ed can, if it's T or D, can be pronounced as an id. But if it is any other consonant before the ed, then it is a it can be pronounced as a T sound. So jumped, well, we said before, you can have pushed, pulled, but then we could look at other words with that ends with T or D before the ED sound, and we have limited, for instance. See, I have more now coming to my mind. Limited, lifted, like I said before, interested, needed, wanted. These are great words that we use every day in our vocabulary, and I certainly want you to try and use these and try and apply this rule the next time that you speak to someone. Not an easy rule to remember, but the more you practice it, the more perfected it will become. See, another one as well there that I just used, to be perfected. So with the ID sound as the last consonant there is T. Check out some videos online of that, the pronunciation of ED. Very, very important rule indeed. Very good question, Sarah, with that one. So enjoy or enjoyed. Excellent. Yeah, enjoy, enjoyed are two good examples, again, of the difference between when it is the infinitive, enjoy, and enjoyed, with a small T sound at the end. What's the difference pronunciation-wise? Well, again, good question. If we look at enjoy, enjoy just finishes with the Y sound, enjoy, enjoy. But when we are using tense, even the adjective, it will be pronounced enjoyed, enjoyed. So it's just a small T sound at the end there, which I think if you're able to practice it on a consistent basis, you'll start to distinguish a difference between those sounds. I hope this clears up your doubt, Sarah, and that this is now all okay with you. Let me know if that's fine, if you understand that. I'll happily try and explain that to you again. Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you for your question, Sarah, as well. Great to, again, have you here. And yeah, we still have a couple of people here. Hopefully some more join us very soon. But in the meantime, again, any English questions that these people have, let me know. And I'm certainly would be happy to answer them, just like the questions that Sarah's already asked. I'm here. I'm ready and waiting for your questions, whatever they are. Fire your questions at me. I'm ready and waiting. In the meantime, actually, while you think of your questions, or we wait for a couple more people to join, we're going to be looking at the audience. Going to ask the audience, the people that we have here, is I'm going to ask you this question and say what. So this is all about England, remember? So this is about the country itself, about English culture. So this is what I'd like you to try and think about with this question, and see if you can think of an answer to this. So we have what name? Well, actually, I'm going to rephrase that. Actually, let's go with name 3 famous English bands. Name 3 English bands. Tell me any that come to mind. What English bands do you know? What English bands do you like? Do you like any? Do you like just music from your own country, or is there another country that you like to listen your music from? But yeah, tell me. Right, so we have Sarah is really eager today. Great to see it. Yes, the Beatles. Who agrees with that? Who agrees with the Beatles? You can't argue with the Beatles. Classic rock band from the 1960s, 1970s. Iconic here, not just here in England, but around the world. Admired, adored around the world for many, many years, and continue to be adored to this point, and I'm sure for many years to come. So yeah, the Beatles, I think, is an excellent one. Are we thinking of classic? Are we thinking of classical English bands, or are there current English bands that you like that are considered famous? Don't confuse this as well. There are some other ones out there from countries close to England, such as in Wales and in Scotland. All right, Sarah's given us our second one as well, which is Queen. Now, who knows Queen? Who knows Queen? Well, most people know Queen. Yes, she lives in Buckingham Palace. She's a lovely lady. You can have no, wrong Queen. We all know what Queen it is. It's Queen, the rock band, Freddie Mercury, and who was the guitar? Brian May. Brian May, absolutely fantastic band, a band that we have all grown up with in some way, if that is here in the UK, or if that is in Spain, where Sarah's from, or that is in Italy, in Germany, in France, wherever. I'm sure everyone has heard of Queen. And again, their iconic status speaks for themselves. Bite the Dust is one of my favorites. We Will Rock You, Let the Hammer Fall, Bohemian Rhapsody, absolutely amazing songs and ones I don't think I'll ever forget. Always ones that I love listening to. Right, David Bowie, interesting one. David Bowie is not one that I am so familiar with, but yeah, I'd certainly agree with him being well, is he an English band? Is he an English band, or is he just a singer? If we're just looking at an English band, what do you think? Do we count David Bowie as an English band? Any others that you can think of that perhaps are not? The Queen. Yes, well, we already spoke about the Queen. The Queen is not the band. She's a lovely lady, though. That cannot be underestimated. So can we think of a third one? Come on, there's another person who's just joined us. Get involved here. We have our new game, which is Ask the Audience. So ask everyone out there. 3 English bands. So we've had two from Sarah. I'm not counting David Bowie. I'm sorry, Sarah. We're not counting David Bowie. David Bowie is individual, but I'm not going to count him as a band. Come on, there are other English bands out there, other great ones. What's my favorite English bands? Oh, thing is, you named 2 of my favorites already. If I was to look, well, I like Coldplay. I like some from Coldplay. That's a good band. I quite like them. Take That occasionally. I like some of their hits. I'm not an avid fan of these 2 bands, but they are ones I do have a few good songs from them. Rolling Stones, great one. Yeah, the Rolling Stones, not one I listen to much, but yes, again, another iconic band that we have here in the UK, one that many people know and remember. Their phenomenal music, so many hits over the years. Another one just came to my Status Quo, rocking all over the world. How many people have danced along, sung along to that over the years? I can say that I have on plenty of occasions. But great to hear. Belle and Sebastian, but they're Scottish. Does it count? Oh, sorry, no, it doesn't. Sorry, is it not? Is it English or is it Scottish? No, maybe the Scottish one will be next month, but just English at the moment. But yeah, Belle and Sebastian as a band that I do enjoy as well. Nice mellow music. When I'm looking to relax, I can play a little bit of Belle and Sebastian. But yes, I do think they are Scottish, so sorry, doesn't count. But I can accept Rolling Stones, Sarah. So great to have your input here about your 3 famous English bands that you know. Have you ever been to concerts? Anyone out there who's ever been to any concerts before here in the UK or back in their where they live at the moment, or maybe in their hometown? Have they been to any concerts? Seen any bands from their own country, or maybe some big names, some big musical names? Right, again in the chat. Love the fact Sarah's so interactive today. This is exactly what I'm looking for in this Q&A. Queen in Madrid. Well, I don't think I could be any more jealous of that. I've always wanted to. No Freddie. Oh, that's different then. That's different. Because if it's not with Freddie, then it's like half Queen. It's not full Queen. So, but no Freddie. But still, I would have loved to have been there and been given the opportunity to listen to some of their music, and especially all the way back in 1989, where I think it was in London at Live Aid, where the Queen did an incredible performance. Yes, not the same without him. No, Queen is definitely not the same without him. He certainly does bring that passion, that charisma, that energy to the stage, and it is shown in many of his live performances. And he is certainly someone who will always be in my mind as a music legend, and rightfully so, with his talent, but also his incredible music. No concerts at the moment. I wonder when, says Sarah. Yes, who knows when? At the moment, we just have these online concerts, and these online concerts are just not the same. It's not the same as jumping around in your living room or in your kitchen dancing to your favorite artist, compared to actually doing it with a group of people around you, a group of strangers or people you don't know, and rock into your favorite tunes on stage in a live concert. Who knows when we'll have it back again? If it will be a year, if it will be less than that, if it will be over a year, fingers crossed it will be sooner rather than later. But it's impossible to say, isn't it, at this time, with so much uncertainty. But I am a big fan of music, and especially rock concerts. You can probably tell from the hair as well that I love my rock concerts. And every time that I go to a rock concert, I always make sure that my hair goes everywhere and to indicate that I'm having a pretty awesome time. Anything else that you want to say about music, Sarah, or the other person watching out there? Anything that comes to mind about music? Any bands from your own countries that you like, or maybe from another country, maybe from the United States or from Canada? Any others as well that come to mind? Also, let me know if you like the Ask the Audience. I'm going to be experimenting a few of these games on these live Q&As a little bit more over the coming months. Trying to get as many people involved as possible. That's the idea of this, and I really do hope we get some more people in. Although it is great to have the two people watching at the moment, and fingers crossed we can get some more interaction in the chat as well. But yes, I do appreciate everyone who has made it so far. Thank you very much for being here. Foo Fighters from Seattle. Oh yes, have to love a little bit of the Foo Fighters from Seattle. And I have been to Seattle. It's a fantastic city. I do recommend going there. Many years ago, I don't remember much from it, but I do remember a couple of fantastic sites there. But yeah, Foo Fighters, Learn to Fly, one of my favorites of theirs. The Pretender being one of their more modern hits. But yeah, music is certainly an important part in many people's lives, me included. Can't say a day goes by without me listening to some music or some of my favorites out there. And Spotify, for instance, is a great place for that. YouTube, of course, is another one to watch, or watch in the case of YouTube, or even listen on Spotify. Eddie Vedder. Oh yeah, Eddie Vedder. Yeah, I've heard of Eddie Vedder, and I know a couple of his songs from Into the Wild. He did a soundtrack of Into the Wild. If you're interested in his music, I certainly do recommend, if you like mellow music or quite calm, relaxing music. I mean, quite poignant music as well, quite emotionally moving music. Then listen to Eddie Vedder's. Right, who do you think is the biggest English band? Spice Girls? Spice Girls? Who are the Spice Girls? Who has ever heard of the Spice Girls before? Do you know what? Spice Girls, no, it doesn't get any bigger than Boyzone. No, forget Boyzone. I probably would go with, if it's the biggest, would I say it's probably the most popular? Probably Spice Girls in their time. Back, I think it was in the 1980s, 1990s. They were top of the charts here in the UK for many, many years, producing hit after hit. And they were constantly at the top of the music charts here in the UK. So, yeah, I could probably go along with that. That's Spice Girl. They were number one in the 90s, yeah, certainly. Maybe not so much nowadays. They're all doing their separate lives. But yeah, Spice Girls, I could definitely agree. We've been joined by another person, so welcome. Remember, put your name in the chat. Tell us where you're from. And I'm asking the audience, it's the new game that we have here. And I would like to know if you can name 3 English bands. So any English bands that come to mind. Sarah has recommended, well, it's not recommended, she said 3 great ones in Beatles, Queen, and also the Rolling Stones. Jose in Spain. Hello, Jose in Spain. Thank you for joining me today. It's great to have you here. So, Jose, what about English bands? Famous English bands? Do you know any famous English bands? Any that come to mind? Preferably ones different to the ones that Sarah recommended before. Yeah, great to have you here. It's great to see that we have an extra person here. He knows a lot. Jose claims to know a lot. Brilliant. Wow. Jose, tell us more. Tell us more. Say 3 famous ones. Yeah, couldn't agree more. Jose said UK is a big factory of good music. He is not wrong at all. Absolutely right. Many amazing bands here in the UK currently, and especially in the past. And there is lots of tremendous music over the years. But yeah, just a couple of great bands that you remember maybe in your childhood listening to at home in Spain, or any that perhaps your friends listened to. Of course, English music is global, and it's popular everywhere you go, not just here. Rolling Stones, the most famous, with Beatles. Yes, excellent, Jose. Yeah, Rolling Stones. Which is another one that Sarah mentioned before, but yeah, there are many more. U2, I think U2 are more Irish, actually. Not sure about that one. I don't think the U2 are more Irish, but yeah, you did put Simple Minds. Yes, Don't You Forget About Me, a classic from Simple Minds, one you can hear on the radio, probably at least once, twice a week. Such a popular song. But yeah, of course, there are many excellent bands here in the UK, from rock to pop to even metal. Even lots of metal bands out there, and they all have played their part in British music history. Spandau Ballet, yes, Although I know what you mean. I know what you mean, Jose. Yeah, Spandau Ballet is that's okay. I know what you mean. Yeah, so good. Brings me back again to the 80s and 90s of great British music. Really great catchy songs from these bands, and thankfully, because of Spotify and YouTube, we can listen to these as many times as we like. The Cure, yeah, another one. Many cracking songs that they have produced, and yeah, we could certainly be here a long time with these because there are so many famous English bands out there. Jose, can you tell us out there? You could, tell everyone here. Have you ever been to a concert before here in the UK, or maybe even in Spain? Looks like Sarah and Jose are on the same page here. They both agree with the Cure. So yeah, any concerts? We said that you've been to. Okay, Jose's never been to a concert in the UK. Maybe sometime in the future you could find yourself here when we can go to concerts again, of course. Oh, but you've recorded a lot of classic concerts in many places. Well, tell us more. And when you say many places, what type of places? In Spain, here in the, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe you've done some in other countries as well. I have one next month in the UK. Oh, brilliant. If you don't mind me asking, where is it? Is it in London, in Manchester, Newcastle, Birmingham? Anywhere that I may have heard of? Because I know some cities, I know some towns in this country. This one's in Sevilla. Okay, nice. Right, okay. I'm just going to have a look for us. But I think most people can agree that music plays such an important role in our lives. And it plays such an important role in our lives because it puts us in a great mood, or it can put us in a reflecting mood. It can put us in a bit of a sad mood. And that's why there's music for all occasions, and why music touches people so different. Northamptonshire. Nice. Yeah, today in the north, in the country, Northamptonshire. And yeah, that is very interesting indeed. Yes, music, like I said, does play a huge part, and to just sum it up, I suppose, with this Ask the Audience, with Sarah and with Jose here. Tell me something how music makes you feel. As in, is there one thing about music? I'm glad that you think that, Jose, saying that you love England. It's a pleasure to go there. It is a lovely country, just like Spain. So many wonderful sights, and in Spain, of course, some incredible food. We don't have enough time for me to speak how much I love Spanish food, but trust me, I can go into detail about how much I love it there. But yeah, it'd be great to go to Spain sometime, maybe this year, if I have the opportunity. So yes, Sarah and Jose, or anyone, the other person watching, let me know how does music make you feel when you listen to it. Oh, thank you very much for the invitation, Jose, to come. Yeah, we could certainly be in contact, and maybe we'll have the opportunity to meet sometimes. Yeah, and like I said, everyone watching. It'd be great to hear how you feel about music itself. So Sarah has just commented here. She says music makes you feel alive and see the world differently. Well, I think that is so wonderfully put right there. Music makes you feel alive and to see the world differently. Yeah, I think it can. You can look at something like music and you can certainly see it through the eyes of another person or in the mind of perhaps another person. So yeah, I can definitely see where Sarah's coming from here with this. Anything else of how music makes you feel when you listen to it? Like, for instance, with me, when I listen to music, it can make me feel inspired when I want to go running. Maybe too deep. Ooh, so this is maybe too deep. Yes, I think there are some deep emotional songs out there. I see what she means. Maybe you feel alive to see the world differently. And she said that's a bit too deep. Well, don't worry, Sarah. Your secret is safe here on this Q&A. So don't you worry about it. We can go a little bit deep. It's all right. We have also some other comments coming in here. Jose, it does. Yeah, I couldn't agree more there with Jose. I'll read it back. So don't forget that music helps us to record moments in our memory. It does. I have many amazing memories of concerts that I have been to here in the UK over the years. And I can recall so many of those great moments, those spine-tingling moments that I think, wow, that's a moment that I'm so glad I was there to live it. I was there to be there in that moment. And yeah, music is great for exactly that. Is that music is there to give us all this wonderful feeling, and it certainly fills us with immense joy and immense emotion. Right, we're coming to the end of our Q&A. It's gone by so quickly, and I do really appreciate Sarah and Jose for interacting here on the chat. This is what the Q&A is all about. It's getting involved here. You can, of course, listen to me for the 45 minutes, but it's great to hear from you guys out there. So thank you so much for joining me here on Q&A. And I haven't forgotten, it's now time for your fact. It's time for your English facts, because I'm sure that some of you don't know this. You might know the capital of this country. And if you were to say London, you would be right, because it is London. But it hasn't always been London. Because before London, the capital of this country was Winchester, right down in the south of England, close to Southampton, close to where here I am located in Bournemouth. So that is your English fact for today, is that Winchester was the first official capital of England. I hope everyone who has watched and participated today has enjoyed it. I will be back again for another Q&A sometime next month. I'll make an announcement about that on the channel, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, to make you all well aware of the next one. I'm glad that you, Sarah, and Jose both enjoyed the chat here, and yeah. And he's saying, thank you for my time. Well, thank you, Jose and Sarah, for your time as well in joining me on the Q&A, and that you've learned something new and you've had some fun. And next time, you'll learn a new English fact. And I'll ask you another question. I'll ask the audience once again, and we'll see what you have to say. But there'll be another one next month. So I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing Jose and Sarah there, and maybe a few more as well. So thank you very much for joining, everyone. And I'll see you, hopefully, next month for the third one All the best. Bye.